Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Echo. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it for free on itch.io. But if you want to support the people that made this game and are making other games, you can go to Patreon, where it's $3 a month, I think. Anyways, on the last Let's Play, we let Flynn interrogate TJ, which it didn't seem to be going too hard, but then, we texted other people being like, hey, Flynn's interrogating TJ, and then everybody was like, Flynn's a terrible person, and then we're saying things I don't remember, things going on, like, he was saying how Flynn was going to hurt TJ if necessary, and stuff that I don't feel like I remember happening. But then eventually, while everybody was going like, Flynn, you're a terrible person, and Leo punched Flynn, TJ's like, everyone stop. Okay, there was this Burns man, and like Bubbles, and like there were two brown bodies with each other, and then I think at that point everybody's like, or most people were like, two of them? Sydney and somebody that looks like Sydney, some kind of otter thing, somebody that looks like Chase. And then I think Flynn might have hit the main character. I don't know. Nobody seems to be noticing that. What people seem to be noticing is what's going on outside of town hall. Also, Flynn's being like, hey, I don't care what's going on inside. I'm caring what you're doing. So we're going to reset our face with one paw. Let's see, was it home? Usually I have two hands to do this, but, it do be like that. What's going on? Carl tries to peer past the bulk of Leo to see where the commotion has come from. My head is still reeling from Flynn's punch. Okay, he really did hit me. But it is kind of weird that everybody's like, let's all look outside. He's never hit me before. Hell. Well, never seriously. He wasn't ever the sort to go into physical fights growing up. Usually, we just stomp off and sulk. If something truly upset him, he'd usually stomp off. But now, he doesn't look like he's budging. It's Clint. Who is he yelling at? God? God? Leo looks over his shoulder, peering at me. You okay, Otter? I feel heaven's call in every canyon's edge. Okay, so what's his name is going full just crazy this time round. Just past the overlook window, or at the bottom of the water, all tied up with a kedge, whatever that is. I feel myself backing up. It's like somehow I felt the roller coaster strapped into a chairlift. What's happening to me? Chase? Flynn begins to follow. Flynn, you stay right there, or I'll beat your ass double hard, yeah? Leo, for God's sake, all of you stop. Where are you going? I make a sound. I think I say home, but it comes out rather garbled. You can't keep running away from the shit. TJ squints, his nose pressed against the window pane. He's holding something. Yeah. I keep peering back, my legs feeling like they're vibrating. My movements are abrupt and jerky. I manage to get into the hallway and approach a door covered with caution tape. A placard denotes it's from it has the reading room. I grasp the handle, and I have to give it a hard shove before it budges. The door is heavy. I'm nearly overwhelmed by the musty smell from the inside. The corner of the room is completely stained from rain damage, and the roof is boarded up. There's an exit here, but it's gone now. Why do I know that? I stare at the little section of wall where the old wooden door used to be. A small picture of a group of quail crossing a dried wash is in its place. As I move to leave, I notice the door won't open. It's hard stuck in place. Locked. Well, Leo's dead. A sharp crack rings out from somewhere outside, followed by a quick scurrying of feet upon the carpeted floor of the lobby. A gunshot. I try the door again, more fervently, hoping that I'm just pulling a Carl here, and pulling where I should be pushing. Still nothing. Fuck. More shots ring out, this time accompanied by a dull thud, and the sound of a stucco being shattered. Stucco? Those ones hit the building. I get down the floor, my heart pounding. It still feels like I'm moving in slow motion, even with the adrenaline pumping through my veins. What the hell's wrong with me? I hear the front door open, followed by more scurrying upon carpet. Why the hell are they running outside? Aren't. Oh, right, that's over there. How are they running outside? I hear an engine start, then spraying of gravel as what sounds like Leo's van drives off. They left me? Even Leo? I crawl on the floor, making my way towards the corner of the room. I pinch myself, trying to snap out of this strange malaise. I can hear the occasional shout from out on the street, but it's all gibberish now. Leaning back against the wall, I rub my throbbing temples. Ooh. Tweakers. Couldn't have showed up at a better time. I try to listen to see if the shouting's getting closer, but it's difficult to tell. If that really is Clint, this is really out of character for him. He never really was the singing type. Scream about faggots, yes, but singing? No. Also, again, I can say it. Looking around, it seems like most of the old books and such have been taken off shelves and put in sorted boxes to prevent water damage. It's because, I like men. Having lived here my whole life, I've never actually been inside here. That feels like quite a feat, noting I've covered damn near every square inch of this town. There's a few binders and booklets near my side with titles like Colville Stormwater Drainage Plan 1999 and Drought Resistance Plans Guide. Next to them, there was what looks like some kind of unopened canister of fumigation stuff. I reached down to grab it when I noticed the fur on my arm. It's wriggling. A couple of brown strands of fur seem to bounce back and forth, and I become cognizant that my arm has been tingling for a while now. Glancing past my fingertips, I see this beige mass near the end of my foot, and that's when I see the legs. Ho ho! A blonde tarantula. Oh, this is the main character looking down. Also, he's apparently turned into a white dude? A blonde tarantula, about an inch away from the tips of my toes. Ugh! My throat closes in on itself before I can fully scream. So wait, is this the brown tarantula right here, or are all these brown tarantulas? Dunno. Or what was it? That closes on itself before I can fully scream. I blink, writhing back. Next thing I know, it's on my chest. It moves faster than I can even see. Its pittering legs, feeling like they're all over me. I grab the edges of my shirt to try and fling it off, but it's already on my neck. I slap at it, feeling the squish and hearing every light clicking squeak. The edge of my neck begins to burn, and I pull back my paw to inspect my palm. There's no tarantula. Oh, and it's now... where is it? Like, on my chest? Yeah. Instead, I see 8 razor-thin legs and a black abdomen, which isn't a tarantula. On the abdomen, there's splotchy pigmentation of red. The number 8. Ah, so it's like a, whatchamacallit? Black Widow? My pulse quickens when I realize it's an hourglass. Black Widow. My god. My god, oh my god, oh my god. I look down at my arms again and realize it isn't my fur, just my fur moving. There are little red and black specks everywhere. No. I tear my own shirt, jumping to my knees, and trying to bat at the seemingly infinite number of spindly, fanged arachnids. Each time I bat at my arms, more of their guts cover my paw pads and fur until it feels like my paws are wet. It's not just my arms anymore. They're inside my shirt, my shorts, my face. I try plugging my nose, keeping my muzzle shut as I roll on the floor, not daring to open my mouth to scream. I fling my shirt off, then I pull off my shorts. I see the webbing of the nest I had sat upon the fabric of my shorts, oodles of the baby and not so baby spiders crawling out. Naked, I manage to scramble to my feet and run to the other side of the room. I tear at my own fur, pulling out spider-filled clumps, in the process such frosty that my skin beneath bleeds. I pull and pull, my vision blurred from my own fear-induced weeping. The needle-shot sensation of when they bite is the worst part. It doesn't hurt as much as I thought it would, but I can feel it every time, over and over again. I pull a large one off my face and throw it to the ground, a scruff of fur and some of my goatee going with it. Dancing up and down, I try to shake the remaining ones off, but they cling incessantly. Trying to pull each one off is impossible. They're too fast. Sometimes I only manage to grab a few legs or a thick abdomen, and the rest of them remains embedded in my fur. Spider blood isn't red or green like it is in video games or movies. It's the faintest blue kind of color, and it feels like it's all over me. I take rapid, short breaths, each one more strained than the last. My whole body shakes. I can't tell whether they're symptoms of panic or the venom itself. I try the door again, pulling and pushing as hard as I can before throwing myself at it. Nothing happens. I kick at it, like they do in movies. Nothing happens. I'm stuck, trapped, and I can see the spiders everywhere. Even after getting most of them off, they're all over the floor, the walls, the ceiling, and my clothes. I retreat to the dampest, water-stained corner of the room. The stain is so bad that it looks like it's been burned black. Spiders don't like moist areas. I remember reading about that, at least. I continue to pick at my fur, even after I think they're all gone. I can still feel them. I can also feel my muscles around my neck and shoulders begin to cramp. My stomach feels like it's being twisted inside out, and it isn't long before I get the sensation of a hot bile rising up my throat. The rough edges of the morning rice street scrape my insides. I reel forward as it all comes spewing out of my mouth. I can't breathe. It burns so much. I try to call for help, but every time I open my mouth, it's just more vomit. There's another black widow climbing up my leg, but I can't focus enough to swat at it. Each breath I take is blubbering, like acid is going straight in my lungs. I just need someone to help me. I clench my eyes shut, and when I open them, everything's different. The modern bookshelves and the electric equipment are replaced with all this old-timey crap I can't make out. But I see it. Past the big wooden chair. A door. How the hell? The puking had slowed to a trickle from the edges of my mouth, but my insides still burn. I managed to push myself off the wall, stepping upon creaky floorboards that aren't there a minute ago or weren't. I stumbled past the old wagon wheels and piles of what appear to be Bibles. Eventually I reach it. The light. The door is already open ajar, so I just push. It doesn't budge. No! Why? I want it open! I sink down to the floor, half collapsing as my knees start to give out. Help! I finally manage to croak out. Good lord. I managed to turn my head in the direction of the voice was pitching. A blurry figure now stands in the room, his voice one of shock. Professor Tibbets! I can't tell if he's looking at me, past me. Cliff? And just like that, he's gone. The room's still there. It's all red, like before. I feel compelled to stand up again, but my legs won't budge. I just can't. Everything hurts. I shift my eyes down. The black widow that was crawling up my leg earlier is now a blonde tarantula. Why is this happening? Someone. I can't think straight. I just want to go home. Cleo. Mom. Help. I miss home. God, I wish I was home. I hate this. Won't anyone help? Why did they all leave me? Why can't I get out? Useless. No! Don't tell me that. Just die already. I'm not gonna die. I'm not. The cramping in my muscles is the most intense I've ever felt. It's like the flesh itself is being peeled from the bone, each nerve ending plucked like whiskers. The tarantula is on my face now, on the tip of my nose. I can see all of its eyes, and in those eyes, I see the reflection of my own. Its dusty blonde hair begins to shift, dissolving into darkness, contrasted with neon orange markings, and then becomes nothing. I close my eyes and wait. Are we in the old time? Dead. I sling the bow over my shoulder and set my quiver down on the little yellow plastic table next to me. Okay, it's not too far olden times, I guess. It's got a little cubby holder in the center meant for storing crayons and shit, but I haven't used it for a long time. I approach the target and tear off the photograph I printed out at the school library. I remember the librarian giving me quite a look about it. Not that I was going to explain to her what it was for. Right between his turban, though. Not bad for 150 feet. Gonna get Osama Bear Laden or whatever. I smile, holding it up, seeing the sunlight shine through the hole. At the moment, though, I start feeling a bit silly. Who the fuck am I kidding? Nobody's gonna kill this guy with a bow. They'll blast him into 100 pieces with a weaponized UAV. Also, they don't let faggots in the military. Well, they used to. I'm not sure about now. Who knows? I'm just thinking of that one Onion article where it's like, our gay people are too valuable to be risked put into the military. Still, Uncle will dig this. He can hang it up on the garage next to the 100 and 125 feet ones. He's been trying to get me to practice more with the 22, but I like the bow better. You know, shooting a bow at 150 feet is pretty impressive. I'm not sure how far I've done it max, but still, it's like, that's pretty far. It's quiet, and I don't gotta worry about the country sheriff getting called again. And not that I'd ever admit it, but I fucking hate the noise. I think I got sensitive ears or something. Carl was telling me to just use a silencer, like that's how it fucking works. Dude's gonna grow up on dumb movies and video games and have no idea how the real world works. This place, at least, It is pretty far away from any houses besides my own. I think I've only seen one of the other non-friend family person out here, and that was Heather's mom, stoned off her ass. None of the group are really into this stuff, so it's pretty aight that I'm wanting to be alone. People going aight. So wait, are we talking about Flynn here? I folded the picture, stuffing it into the side pocket of my cargo pants. I walked back to the firing line, taking hold of my quiver once again. I draw my bow, readying another arrow. I'm about to fire though this nearby rumbling sound starts coming from the road about a mile north. It sounds like someone's going off-roading. I squint past the glare of the afternoon sun and spot a pale blue of the truck heading my direction. Through the windshield, I spot a familiar, small, tough-faced. What the hell? Okay, so we are Flynn. I draw my gear, watching the vehicle accelerate and decelerate haphazardly. Shitbird, what are you doing? The truck pulls up and comes to an abrupt halt. I step up to the driver's side window, about to chastise the furry bastard, but the look on his face stops me. It's Sydney! Also, like, he's driving a car? I don't see any sort of jest or self-satisfied mischief as the kid steps out. Just shaken, wide-eyed blankness. Whoa, what the hell's going on, dude? Flynn, can you come with me? He's acting weird as hell. Why? Please? I sigh. Yeah, scoot over. There's no way I'm letting someone even younger drive me around. Just a sec. Gotta grab my gear so no one steals it. Sydney just nods. I turn, walking back to my cooler, bow and quiver. I'm guessing his folks are being fucky again. Still, he's gonna get his high tanned for jacking the truck. Well, I'm believing this is the day Sydney's dad died. I throw my equipment in the truck bed before opening the driver's side door. Sydney's already sitting on the passenger side, though I think if it was like real close, he would have blood on him. I notice his eyes, the way they look all bleary and pink around the edges. He's been crying. Damn. Wanna tell me what's up? Sydney says nothing. You ain't been killing hookers again, have you? I know the bitches step out of line sometimes, and you gotta keep your pimp hand strong, but there are limits, little guy. I smirk at him. He just looks down between his knees, cupping his face in his paws. I'm not helping, am I? I clear my throat. I just flip this over. Well, shit. At least tell me where we're going. Sydney rubs his face with his wet paws. Finally, he lifts his head and speaks. We step around the damp sticks and bramble before eventually reaching the clearing. Sydney seems to get more nervous every step we take, muttering something about being tough every now and then. I decided a while ago I wasn't going to pry, but I feel myself getting increasingly nervous. What the hell are we doing all the way out here? Eventually he comes to a stop, then points past the bushes. I can see what looks like a rusted metal past the green. I raise a brow at him before stepping through. I see him, and my gut sinks. Part of me wondered what could have possibly made Sydney act like this, and thought crossed my mind, but I didn't want to believe it. He's laying down in an awkward pose, legs bent up and tucked beneath the front of the bumper of the abandoned van. So, did he move his dad underneath the van? At first, I think his mouth is open, but then I realize half his jaw's missing, a clear hole visible all the way through his neck. I can see where the spine connects to the brain and everything. Blood's so dark, it's like motor oil. The words catch my throat. I'm gonna be sick. I hear crying from beside me, and I know he's there. I know he's seen this too. Okay. Wow. Wow? Really? What did you... I didn't kill him. Sydney steps up to me, a surge of emotion upon his previously blank face. I didn't. I swear. I spot the rifle next to the corpse. It's a .22 long barrel, a really awkward weapon to try and kill yourself with due to its length. I turn, the sights of it all making me feel like I'm about to lose my breakfast. Are you sure? I wouldn't blame you if you did. I didn't. The shrill yell catches me off guard, and I nearly lose my nerve. Okay. He took you out here and shot himself? We were arguing, and he saw the van and started acting weird. His voice is much higher pitched than it usually is. Sydney always puts on this fake, gravelly sort of cadence to sound tough. He doesn't have any of that now. It sounds just like any other scared little kid. He left me, then came back an hour later with his gun. He said he wanted me to watch him do it. He looks like he's about to hyperventilate. He covers his face with his forearms, whimpering out loud. My head hurts. I take him by the shoulders and turn him away from the scene. Let's take you back to the truck, eh? I believe you. Sydney's dad was a weird motherfucker. Real gritty. Or grinny? Like TJ's folks, but even more completely fucking fake. We all used to go to the same church, down in Pryor Valley, so he treated me like I was one of them. As of late, though, he'd been acting real strangely toward me. I always wondered if my parents told him something. Fucking doesn't matter now, does it? Let's set you back down in the truck, okay? It's warm in there. Sydney just nods. We reach the truck, and I start noticing little things about it that make my heart sink. A pack of Sydney's dad's chewing gum on the dashboard. His fish bait pro game bumper sticker. The Alpine Wind air freshener that dangles from the rearview mirror. All of the shit for a person who's just gone. I put the keys in the ignition and turn on the heater and radio. All that antenna picks up out here, is some twingy country stuff. I step around to the truck bed and unzip the plastic cooler I've got. I ate all the jerky from earlier. All that's left is a couple of lemon lime sodas. I take one and hand it to Sydney. Here, drink this. His parents never let him have soda. I sort of expect him to just hold it and keep staring ahead blankly, but he actually pops the top and starts glugging it down. There's more in the back if you get thirsty. They're gonna think I did it, aren't they? Who will? Everyone. They think I'm a monster. I open my mouth to dismiss that, but the more I think about it, the more suspicious it all looks. Not that I doubt Sydney for a fucking second. He wouldn't lie to me about something serious like this. But the cops? Dude, Sydney. The angle of the gunshot. He looks up at me, big eyes welling up. Looks bad. Like he couldn't have. I didn't want him to do it. I tried. I talked to him for hours. I kept trying to pull it away. He wouldn't listen to me. He just kept talking. I resist the urge to muffle him as he begins to scream, looking around nervously. I don't think many people come to this part of the state land. Instead, I place a hand on his back, rubbing gingerly. It's okay. I thought if I yanked hard enough... Snot dribbles from his nose, which he wipes quickly on his jacket. He just shakes his head. It fired. Fuck. I feel my gut twisting at the prospect of what I'm about to do. It's like my insides have gone cold, as if thermal padding in my clothing is gone. I'll take care of it. What do you mean? I'll, bury him. If anyone asks, you can say you're hunting down the pass a couple of miles from here, and he stormed off. Will anyone believe that? Or then what really happened? My tone comes out, more curt than I intended, and Sydney begins to bawl again. I kind of want to cry too. I squeeze Sydney's shoulder before I let go. As I turn and head back to the van, and it's like as I turn and head back to the van, and it's like this physical sense of dread is hugging me the closer I get. What fucking else can I do here? Turn Sydney into the cops? They won't understand. Even his mom wouldn't. She'd probably blame me as a bad influence that caused this to happen. As near the abandoned van, I try not to look at the body. Just gotta find a good spot to start digging. There's 2 pinyon trees at the bottom of a nearby hill that are surrounded by thick undergrowth. That'll have to do. I just wish I had a shovel. Regardless, I begin to dig. And dig. And dig. And dig. I pull mounds upon mounds of soil with my bare hands. Worms, spiders, and other sorts of creepy crawlies that probably would make Chase freak out are everywhere. My hands start to feel raw, and I notice smears of blood on some of the soil I'm holding after a while. I can't stop now. This is already too suspicious. Hours pass. My aunt and uncle are probably wondering where I am. I don't know what I'm going to tell them. The truth? No. I just sneak in and act like I was taking a shower and change my clothes, then wash them when I get the chance. I think I finally get deep enough, though my arms are numb as hell. I glance up the hill and see the very edge of Sydney's dad's foot. Just need to get this over with. A quick tug, then haul, and we'll be home free. I don't move. I just keep staring at it. Like it starts twitching or something. Like it will start twitching or something, and I'll hear his voice ask me what I'm doing. It's just so still. Like a rock. Empty. It reminds me of the upside-down cockroaches that I find in the garage all the time. Yep. We've been getting a couple cockroaches recently because it's been cold, and cockroaches are like, oh, let's go inside Texan houses. Better than scorpions, though. Just empty husks of what contain life, and are now just a shell. Until you're like, let me pick up this cockroach, and it crawls around that tissue paper you use to get it and goes up your arm, and you're like, fuck. Happened to me once. It's like, you could have gone anywhere. You could have pretended to not be dead, but you were alive and you crawled up my arm. I'm overcome with the notion that I really, really don't want to die. Eventually, without realizing it, I manage to get my legs working again. I grasp the foot. I pull it down the slope. It doesn't bend like I thought it would. Each movement of joints kind of cracks with this horrible sound. I try to think of anything else to keep myself from throwing up. Gourmet salads, fishing trips, barbecues, my friends. The husk falls in the makeshift grave. For the first time, I see his eyes. He's looking at me, right at me. I always thought that looking at a dead person's eyes would be like seeing someone who's looking through you. But no, it's like he's focused on me. Fuck. Are you... I looked down at Sydney's dad expectantly. No response. None of his arms. One of his arms sticking up, frozen rigor. It's too tall. I could stick it out if the topsoil blew away. Wait, it could stick out if the topsoil blew away. I take a deep breath and step down into it. On it. It crunches like a bunch of dried twigs. I jolt back. Fuck! Fuck! I scurry back up the hill, grab the rifle, the shell casings, and the dead duck for good measure. I toss it all into the pit before feverishly covering it up all with dirt. At this point, I know Sydney standing nearby, clutching onto a tree like he's afraid to blow away. His brown cheek fur is mad with tears, and he wrings his heavy tail like a wet cloth. I make sure to cover the face as fast as possible, though I still think Sydney saw it. I wonder if he thought the eyes were looking at him too. I scoop the last mouthfuls of dirt on top, wiping the blood off on my jacket, and panting. Sydney looks at the grave, from the grave to me. He opens his mouth, pauses, then quickly mutters, "Thanks, Flynn." I don't know what to say. Yeah. I nod for some reason. I manage to look him straight in the eyes this time. Where do we go from here? Something happens. It's something on his face. Like he's not himself. We'll be okay. We're tough. None of this matters. Cause none of this matters. And that's gonna be the end of this Let's Play. Fucking hell, I'm not sure I'm gonna sleep tonight. Not because this game is scary, but because I burned my finger and it's like, wow, it hurts so much. Like, it is really painful. Like, it's a first-degree burn at least. Not sure about the second, but wow. So that's gonna be the end of this Let's Play. So comment, guys. I like comments, tell me what you like, dislike, tips, tricks, otherwise. If you like my YouTube and like to see it grow, then please like, subscribe, and check out other videos to help it grow. And please remember to spay near your animals, help control the pet population. Though that's, as of this recording right now, we're still, like, we just finished Jenna's route, posting it, so you still got Carl left, and then most of this. Anyways, until, if you want to play this game, it's available free on itch.io, but if you want to support the people that made this game and are making other games, they've got a Patreon. For other games. And until next time, let's play me, GamerWolfSix of Echo. So thanks and see ya.